friends, welcome back. Today we're going to look at chapter 22 in Farmer Boy. We're going to start on page 56 in your workbook. Please make sure that you are there so that we can look through these definitions together. Let's start at the top of 56. There are only two definitions for our reading notes. The first one is twilight. Twilight, it's a big definition. The diffused light in the sky during early morning or evening when the sun is below the horizon. So basically, when it's beginning sunrise or it's sunset, when you can't really see the sun, but there's like just a little bit of light coming around the edges, that is twilight. Look at the next one. It says Indian summer. It is a period of mild weather occurring in late autumn. So in the fall, in autumn, when you get towards the end of it, all of a sudden there's a hot streak and it's warm out and everybody's burning up. That's sometimes called Indian summer, and that's what it's called in this book. All right, let's look at these vocabulary words together. Number one, Alice put on her cloak and hood. A cloak. Do you know what that is? It's a cape. Kind of like a superhero cape, but she wasn't trying to be a superhero. That's just what she put on. So a cloak is a cape. Number two, delicate bare limbs of the beeches. Notice this beeches. It's B-E-E-C-H. That's not like going to swim at the beach. This is a kind of tree, a beech tree. So the delicate bare limbs or branches of the leaves. That means fragile. Fragile. Delicate is fragile. I feel like we've done this one before. Fragile anyway. Can easily be broken. Number three, then he and Alice trampled down leaves again. If you've trampled them, you've stomped them. That's kind of fun in the fall. When there's crunchy leaves on the ground, you go out there and just stomp on them and make big piles and stuff like that. That's fun. So trampled here means stomped. Number four, heaved it out and laid it on boards. To heave, to lift it with difficulty. It's hard to do. So heaved means lifted with difficulty. Hard to do. Lifting it, but not the easiest thing in the world. And then number five, the tubes tapered to a point at the bottom. Tapered, when something's tapered, it goes down into a point. So tapered means pointed. This does not mean like pointing with your finger at something. Pointed means at the bottom of something, it's tapered. So if you can imagine tubes or some kind of container going in like this, and at the bottom it has a point, that would mean tapered. Okay? All right, once you have those written in, I would like for you to pause the video, read chapter 22 in whatever way you need to. Fall of the year. This does not mean that the year falls down. This is the fall. This is the autumn. So read about that and then come back and we'll talk about that soon. All right, everybody, welcome back. Comprehension questions on page 58. I'm sorry, 56. 56, make sure you're there. Number one, why does bitter cold mean it's butchering time? The good thing about the cold is that what would happen to the meat? It would freeze, wouldn't it? And it would be cold all winter. So that's why bitter cold meant butchering time. Number two, what are some of the tasks Father does around the farm to prepare for winter? What does he do to the windows? He tightens them up. So why do you suppose that's a good thing? So that the cold air wouldn't come in. What does he do to the boards? Yep, he makes those, he nails them down so that they stay down. The walls of the house and the barn, he put insulation in there, but he didn't get insulation like we would from the store. He used hay, and that way it would keep the cold out. And then he fits storm doors and windows on the home. So he makes sure everything is as tight as possible so the cold air does not come in the winter, because that can get pretty cold. Number three, what does Father do with the beef hide? as in the outside layer, the skin, that. What does he do with that? Does he throw it away? No, he doesn't. He saves it. What are they going to make from it? Shoes. That's right. Number 4, how are Lazy John and French Joe paid for their labor? They get some of that meat, don't they? That way they can eat with their families. And number 5, what is the connection between pork fat, beef fat, tallow, and lard? Okay, so pork fat is melted. Pork fat is melted to make lard. And then lard is used in cooking. Pork fat to lard to cooking. Beef fat is melted for tallow to use in candles. So they had different uses for the things, but it's amazing to me how they used every part of it. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was wasted. All right, guys, that's the end of chapter 22. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.